Getting Chipotle. And a phone call. Hello? Hello, this is Miles Jacobson. I was just calling to ask to see how you're doing. I'm doing well, how are you? Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I just wanted also to ask if you were making a video about the release dates for Football Manager.
I am, yeah.
Well, I wanted to let you know then, in that case, that it is rather complicated procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard to do because there's so many different release points. I also wanted to make sure that you knew how to say Google Stadia this time. There are two ways to come up with a great video idea, right? On the one end, you have your careful, planned releases, things like the new features guide and talking about the development center and whatever else I feel like putting up there. Sorry, the Chipotle is really in there. Then there are the other types of videos where I'm sitting down, not even thinking about making a video, and I realize that there's something that I would really love to have to watch that isn't out there. At least doesn't contain the information that I would like to know and like to have available. So I go out and find that information. I put it all together in a nice package for you, and then I'm sitting here in the middle of the night in the same day relaying that information to you in an interesting yet informative way. I hope. It happened because today Football Manager released an incredibly cryptic tweet that had this video, and this video was really misleading for a couple of reasons. One, it said play it now at the end, but it was talking about the video itself, which happened to be an interactive video, which I discovered later. I didn't know it was an interactive video at the time. I thought the beta had been released. I thought it had been released early. It hasn't. The beta's not out. The Football Manager Twitter and general SI publicity machine is just kicking into overdrive in what I think will be a whole week of publicity building before the beta is actually released, almost exactly 2 weeks before the game, which is almost always the case, right? 2 weeks and a day maybe, so November 4th or 5th, but I wouldn't get your hopes up too much before that, no matter what they say on Twitter or the website or anything to try and drive the publicity. But I've already made a video about the beta and how you can get it and what it is and when it will normally come out, and it's linked right there, so if you haven't seen it, you can go ahead and give it a watch. This video is about the release date and where you're going to be able to get the games and where you're going to be able to get access to the beta, because you get a lot of questions about whether the beta is available on mobile, or whether there's going to be a touch version of the beta, or whether Football Manager is going to be on PS4, or whether it's going to be on Xbox One, or whether it's going to be on Switch, or we know it's already going to be on Google Stadia, because you watched this video talking about the new features already. God, it's amazing. I actually led with Stadia. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a visionary, which wouldn't make any sense, right? Because I'm not the one that thought of putting the game on Stadia. I'm just the one that told you after some website that it was already on Stadia or coming to Stadia, and that it's going to allow you to have more processing power, and that's going to be cool. But the release dates, because Stadia is not actually even out yet, and there's so many different platforms and where's the beta going and all that stuff, it's all jumbled, very confusing, and honestly remarkably challenging to figure out exactly what's happening and where it's happening depending on what you're reading. So I'm here to help you out. This is a bit delayed. My name is Zealand. I am here for FMBase YouTube to tell you where, how, and when you're going to be able to play Football Manager 2020. Now, in order to do this, we're going to break it down into parts. The first part is going to be strictly the PC Steam store part, and it's the one that's talked about the most. As a result, I don't have to spend necessarily as much time on it. There are a ton of accredited digital retailers. There's 2Game, which is where you can buy the game through FMBase, and there's also Steam, which everybody knows what Steam is. If you don't, Google it. You can buy Football Manager 2020 from there on your PC, on your laptop, even if it's a potato in processing terms. You can still buy Football Manager 2020 and play with the dots, the 2D. It's available for pre-order. It's been available for pre-order for a month, and if you pre-order the game on PC, on your laptop, through those approved digital retailers, that is how you get the beta. Well, that was all the easy stuff for me to track down. Now we're starting to get to the hard stuff for me to track down. One, what do they actually mean when they say accredited retailers? If you get it from an accredited retailer, are you going to get the beta? Well, you'd hate to buy it from somewhere and not get access to the beta, or you'd hate to... You wouldn't want to get confused, right? What they mean when they say accredited retailers is that they're Sega accredited retailers. So I actually went and found the list. This is the list. The Sega accredited retailers. You can find it yourself by Googling that exact phrase, Sega accredited retailers. And that, from all the investigating that I've done, is where if it's on that list, you're going to get the beta. If it's not, you're not. And it gets a little gray area-ish in one platform in particular. And that one platform is Xbox. And this, we're transitioning from the easiest one for me to talk about to the hardest one for me to talk about when it comes to the release date. So the Xbox Game Pass, which I don't have an Xbox, so excuse me if I'm not great at explaining this, is this Netflix of video games specifically for Xbox that exists on Xbox One and also exists separately under the same name on PC. And Football Manager 19 was available in Xbox Game Pass for PC. So Football Manager is not available on Xbox One, but it's available through the Xbox Game Pass on PC. But it's not a Sega-approved retailer, so I don't think you get the beta. And I'm pretty sure I aged 5 years trying to figure that out. But you should be able to, and I've seen from some of the sources talk about Xbox Game Pass as this other frontier where it's also going to be released on Xbox Game Pass. Well, probably just on PC. Nobody specifies. Because why would they? That would make my job way too easy. It should just be on PC. It's not on Xbox. It's PlayStation, thank goodness, is just decided not to make it confusing, and it's just not on PlayStation. You can't play Football Manager 2020 on PlayStation. Get it on your phone. You know, but Xbox has this Game Pass thing, and I don't think you get the beta through it. Even though the Game Pass works differently on PC, and that's where Football Manager will be, it's ridiculous. And it's only a difference of 14 days, right? So if it's coming out on Xbox Game Pass for PC, which it sounds like it is, and it's the only one I can't be 100% sure about because SI hasn't said anything about it that I can find. But other news articles that talk to SI have said it's coming out on Xbox Game Pass, and I think SI just kind of lumped it into it's coming out on your available digital retailers and included Xbox Game Pass in that, even though it's not a Sega-approved retailer. So life is just great trying to, you understand what I was going through here. But you can play the game there by November 19th. That's when it's released. Then we have your other ways to play the game. There's FM Mobile, which a ton of people play. I've actually never tried it, but a ton of people play it. There's no beta for that. It comes out November 19th. You'll be able to buy it. Football Manager actually released a day early last year, so keep your eyes and ears peeled on November 18th. Maybe you're going to get the game early, a day early again. I wouldn't put your money on that. I would put your money on the game, though. It's a great game. But it should come out November 19th in the normal wave. There is no mobile beta. It's just not a thing. And part of the release, if you read the wording specifically, and I read the wording specifically, the SI website goes where no other source I can find goes and says, hey, Stadia is coming out. It's coming out on Google Stadia November 19th, too. It says that as part of the release. So not only is it in PC and you're going to have it there and you're going to have it on mobile and you're going to have FM Touch all on the 19th, it says it's coming out in Stadia too on the 19th. Another quick aside, when I'm talking about PC, I'm talking about Mac and Windows. Works for both, beta for both, as long as it's an approved retailer. Okay, back to Stadia. That's their wording about Stadia, is that it's also coming out November 19th. So if you're waiting to see how the game plays out before you think about buying it on Google Stadia for the increased processing ability, that option will be available right away. No issues there, unless they're lying, but we kind of have to take people's word here at a certain point. As a recap, we have covered your PC, where you're going to be able to get the beta, what accredited retailers are, and the fact that you can get it on Windows and Mac. We have also covered Google Stadia, which the game will be available on November 19th. There is no beta on Google Stadia, and it also hasn't come into existence yet, but we at least know when you'll be able to play Football Manager 2020 on it. We've talked about the Xbox Game Pass, where the game's not available for pre-order. There's no beta on it, the Xbox Game Pass for PC, but you should be able to get the game off of it and play it through that if you already have it. What we haven't covered yet are the fact that you should like this video if you've enjoyed it so far, and subscribe to the channel if you're hoping for more videos like this, videos to help you improve your Football Manager gameplay and keep you up to date on what's going on with Football Manager. We also covered mobile and touch. Speaking of touch, but seriously, we'd love it if you liked the video. It really helps us out, and the subscription will hopefully keep you entertained, because YouTube's a black hole and we can be part of that. I did ruin my fantastic transition, but speaking of touch, which of course comes out when the full game releases on November 19th, touch will come out on Nintendo Switch, which you might have enjoyed the last year or the year before. This will be the third year on Nintendo Switch for Football Manager, which is very exciting, but it's the touch version, and that release date, according to Nintendo Insider, is late November. There's no specific release date given for the Nintendo Switch yet. It appears it will not be on November 19th. They just said late November is the most accurate date I can get for it, but it will be in November according to multiple sources, not just Nintendo Insider. So if you're looking to play it on Switch, that's how you've enjoyed Football Manager in the past. You're going to have to wait a little longer, and you're actually the only group that's going to have to wait past the release date of November 19th to be able to play the game. Everybody else is going to be able to play it on November 19th, and people buying from Sega accredited retailers on their computer will be able to play it perhaps as early as basically the time this video comes out. The beta promotion train is running wild and there's no set release date. My guess, November 4th or November 5th is when those people will be able to get access to the beta. And making sure that I've covered all the bases, that is all the release information that has to do with Football Manager 2020. And it feels unnecessarily complicated, but we've now taken that all that information with all the latest sources and put it in one spot for you to make an educated decision, if you haven't already, about where to get the game and when you will be able to play the game, and have an educated understanding about when it will be available for you. Keep your eyes peeled on this Football Manager Twitter. That seems to be the nexus for beta news if you're super excited to get your hands on the game right away. And if you're looking to play on Nintendo Switch, don't hold your breath. You should come out right at the end of November, basically. If you want to hang out with me while we wait for Football Manager 2020 to come out, or if it's just come out, the beta's already come out, you want to see what it looks like, I will be playing it from the moment it drops on Twitch. You can check out the link right here. It's down in the description. You can give it a click, follow, You can give it a click and follow, and you'll get a notification when I go live, so you'll be able to be right there. I'm usually playing Football Manager. Would love to see you there. Would love to have you check out all the other links, and would love to have you check out a few more of our videos. Hopefully there'll be an explosion of them. I know there will be. I'm making the content plan. There will be an explosion of them once Football Manager 2020 drops, the beta, and then the actual release of the game. I hope you're there for that. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you later. Also, that phone call was actually real. That was my grandmother. Gotta head over and move some pots. See you later. Whoa, no! 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 No!